uh, Oracularm, you need to change. Liv Gopar, you need to change. Liz Bizalila, you need to change. I Love Mayhem, you need to change. And Burnt, you need to change. And then once we get all those changed, that's just going to help reduce lag a lot. Another thing that would help if you have difficulties lagging, so if you're on Quest VR or if you just have a PC that struggles, you could go up to the front row up here, and that will help your frames. Yeah, so just some stuff to get out of the way. We're going to keep our microphones muted the whole class unless you're asking a question. So if you want to ask a question, totally fine to turn on your microphone. Otherwise, we're going to have it off the entire time just because it's a little bit distracting. Sometimes there's questions that I'll ask to you guys and I'll say that you can turn your microphone on. If I say that, it's fine. But otherwise, we're just going to have it off the whole time. Also, just some like respect things. Really important to know that signs has so many different variants. There's lots and lots of ways to sign different words. So I'm going to sign differently than crow or shade or zaid over here. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong or right or that they're wrong or right. It just means that it's different. So it's really important for you guys to be conscious of your vocabulary. I never want to hear you guys say that's wrong or that's a stupid question or oh, like how could you get that mistake? That's so easy. You never want to be building you never want to be tearing people down. We're only building people up in this classroom. So if you think you can't do that, then that's not good. So just making sure that we're being respectful at all times, making sure we're not interrupting people when they're talking. And by the way, hand up if you're new here. So if this is your first, second, or third class, just give me a hand raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So go ahead and sign welcome. This is how you sign welcome. Turn to your left, to your right. Sign welcome to all these newcomers. We're so happy to have you here. I'm really excited to be your instructor today. Thank you guys so much for coming. And the last question, does anyone need to go to the bathroom before we start? Anyone? Anyone need to go to the bathroom? Well, if you do, then you can just use it. But you gotta take a buddy. So if you go to the bathroom, you have to take a buddy. We don't want to have another incident. Okay? So just take a buddy and you can go to the bathroom as long as you ask. Okay. So, I was supposed to teach medical science like last week, but I totally forgot because I had one of you guys ask me to teach them, and I'm so sorry. I don't even remember who asked me, but I'm so sorry for forgetting. I remember now. Just a show of hands, who currently or used to work in the medical field? So doctors, nurses, medical responder. Okay, so we have a few people here. Awesome. So who here works with either elderly or children? Do we have anyone who's a caretaker? Caretaker? Okay, awesome, awesome. We have a few caretakers. And let's see one more question. Who considers themselves CPR certified? Who here knows how to do CPR? Okay, that's a lot more. That's good. That's good. Awesome. So whether you work with children, old people, you are a medical worker, or if you just consider yourself CPR certified, so if there was an emergency, you'd be able to give care. It's really important to know these signs because if the person you're helping is deaf or hard of hearing, most likely there's a list of questions that you need to ask anyone. And if you can't sign these questions, it could be very stressful and overwhelming. Some basic questions would be, can you breathe? So this is a sign for breathe. When you take a deep breath in, expand, lets out, right? Breathe, breathe, very easy. Are you breathing? Can you breathe? Just pointing, breathing. This would also be leading to universal sign choking. This is choking. There's also another sign for it, but I never even teach it because come on, it's just it's just choking. Your hands on your throat, choking. Are you choking? Can you breathe? Can you breathe? Are you all right? Are you all right? Is the sign all right or okay? Hey, just sign okay. Are you okay? Are you all right? These are the good ones to know. Just and if you find yourself in a situation, you need to ask questions. I had a list of things that I wanted to say. One second. It is very hot here. 102. I'm sweating. Okay. um, but yeah, I think those are good ones to start with. So let's review real quick before we move on. Okay, show me breathing. You see somebody might be struggling? Yes, really good one to know. Yes, breathing, breathing. This is the same sign, just breathe in general. If you notice somebody's having a panic attack, deep breaths. Deep breaths. You're okay. Take a deep breath. Yep. What about, are you all right? How do you sign all right? Are you all right? Are you okay? Yes, good. All right. It almost kind of looks like you're like rocking something. I imagine like a wooden thing that I'm like rocking back and forth. I don't know. Are you all right? Are you choking? Are you choking? Everyone should get this one down. Yeah. Are you choking? Yep. Good. Okay, another awesome one to know. Awesome one to know is allergies. Allergies. You're gonna have two pointer fingers on your nose. My tracking's a little off. Hold on, let me stand. There we go. On your nose, and then you're gonna kind of twist and flick out. Allergies. This is the same of like sneezing allergies. So like pollen in the air. You have allergies, you're sneezing. This is also like peanut allergies that you need an EpiPen for. Allergies. Do you have any allergies? You asked, do you have allergies? Are you having an allergic reaction? Yep, that's a really great one to know. Allergies. See, what's the other one that I had? Oh, disorder. Disorder. This is a sign we literally have it in one of the lessons. Hold on. Steffi, you know all the lessons. Which is the one where it's like disorders and stuff? It's the one with depression in it.
I haven't actually been a while.
Ah, I found it. Thank you. It's lesson 8. Disorder. Check it out. Disorder. You're going to have claw hand shapes facing each other. Switch. Disorder. Do you have a disorder? Do you have a breathing disorder, a hearing disorder, a mental disorder, whatever? Whatever. Do you need a doctor? So doctor, right here, it's not on your palm, it's actually like where your wrist meets your palm, that area that bends. You're going to have your hand out flat like you're holding a plate, and you could either do a bent hand like this or a D for doctor. And then you're going to tap, tap, tap right here. So either bent hand or a D hand. Either of those work. Yes, right. We're not doing, it's not like this, it's like this. So doctor or doctor. Same thing, this isn't written, but nurse. Nurse, you're gonna, it's like a relaxed N hand. So like it's a U, really. And then you're tapping nurse. Nurse. Do you need the nurse? Yeah. So doctor, nurse. We don't have this one. Medication or medicine. So for our index users, you're going to have that middle finger down. Middle finger down. If you don't have index, you just imply it. So you do this. Okay. And then for our index users, you're putting the middle finger on your palm and then you're kind of wiggling back and forth, balancing. The way I remember this is like imagine one singular pill in the middle of your palm and you're showing the pill. So if you don't have index, here's what I do. I show it bent and then I actually do this. I do it more, instead of like this, I do it more like this to kind of show like bouncing on the fingers. So medicine or medication, nurse, nurse, doctor or doctor. And then the other one, super simple, checkup, or just check. You're drawing a check. Very, very simple. Yep, I want to check on you. The doctor will check on you. The nurse is going to check on you. We're going to check for allergies. We're going to check for disorders. Whatever. Very, very good one to know. Okay, you guys ready for a review? Ready for a review? Okay. Nurse. Nurse. Good, good. Open hand. Nurse with a relaxed end hand. Nurse. Tap, tap, tap right here. What about allergies? Good. Good. Allergy. Allergy. Okay, who can tell me what this means if I do it one-handed? What is this? Who can tell me what this is? Yeah, I know you know. Chris, what is this?
I think it's Russia.
It is Russia. So we got to make sure we're doing it with two hands, not one hand, because this is completely different. We're not saying, do you have Russian? We're saying, do you have allergies? Very different. So there's a lot of signs that you could interchange one or two-handed. Great example would be angry or angry. You could do it one-handed or two-handed. Doesn't matter. This is an example where you cannot do that. So always when you're signing allergy, we're always doing it two-handed, okay? You don't want to have a medical emergency and you're asking somebody if they're Russian. That's not important. Okay? All right, next, who can show me how to sign disorder? Do you know that sign? This one's a little tricky. Good. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. This one's tricky. So I'm super happy you guys remembered it. Disorder. Disorder. And this is also the same sign if you're just talking about like chaos. Like everyone's running around. There's disorder. Like there is no order here. It's very crazy. So it's the same thing, just like in how English, it has those two meanings. It's the same thing. Excuse me. What about medication? Can you show me meds, medication, medicine? Yes. Yes. Good. Middle finger down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle on your palm. Medicine or medication. Medicine. So the next one, I'm just trying to remember like questions you usually get. This one is kind of branching away from like purely medical. It's just more general. So this is a really great sign. I feel like you guys can benefit from experience. Experience. So you're going to have an open hand on your cheek and pull down a few times. Experience. So the reason I say this sort of related to medical is sometimes doctors will ask you, have you ever experienced yada, yada, yada? You know, have you ever experienced having an infection? Have you ever experienced breaking a bone? Whatever. So that might be used when talking about medical discussion, but it's also really good to know when you're just talking about like, I experienced this game already, I played this game, or I had a great experience with class today. I feel like it's a really great sign to know, and not a lot of people know it here. So yeah, experience. And also I just said all those words and I realized another great one to know, bone. So if you have index, it's actually bent like this. If you don't have index, you're just using peace signs and you're tapping. Bone. Now, who can tell me what it means if I then took these two fingers and instead I tapped them on my chest? What is that? What does that mean? Allie?
Skeleton.
Excuse me?
Skeleton.
Skeleton. That's really close. If we take two hands on our chest, that's skeleton. But if I do one finger instead of two, this is actually bat. Bat. This is how I say bat, like Batman. Batman. So it's really important to know that we're keeping it forward. And thank you for reminding me, Allie, when we take it to our chest, when we're actually making contact with our chest, it then becomes skeleton. So if you're just saying bone, it's in front of you. skeleton on your chest. And this is great if you're an avatar creator and you're talking about weight painting, you're talking about adding bones to your avatar. This applies to avatar making. You could use that same word. Bones, bones. Another good one to know, of course, is sick or illness. Do you feel sick? Do you feel ill? Are you feeling sick? So you're going to have middle fingers down with index. If you don't have index, you could just use open hands. It's totally fine. I will allow it. And we're not making contact with our thumbs. Our thumbs are still out. It's just our middle fingers down. And in real life, your fingers are actually touching your skin. Another good one to know would be infection. Is eye hand and you shake it like this, kind of like toilet, honestly. If you don't have, you could either use a Y hand or you can do like you show its eye and then shake it. So infection. It's also important to know that this has two meanings. It does mean infection, but it also means insurance. Same sign. So you might see that to be really confusing, but just it's a context thing. It's context. So infection is the same sign for insurance. Okay, so sick, infection or infected, and also hurt or pain, injury, hurt. You're twisting. I kind of think of it like an Indian burn. If I'm sure if anyone here has had siblings growing up, you've probably had an Indian burn. I don't know if that's an insensitive word. That's what I always grew up hearing it. But like, you grab your skin, your little brother, little sister comes up to you and grabs your arm, does that. It's the same motion, except with a pointer finger. Okay. And really great one to know is if you do it on your forehead, this is headache. You do it on your tummy, stomach ache. Do it on your heart, heartache. Or if you're just showing where do you hurt? Where is the pain? Where is the pain? You could say it's on my arm. My arm hurts. My back hurts. My back hurts. My head hurts. My nose hurts. Whatever. It's directional. It's directional. You show it. My knee. My chest. Whatever. But if you're just talking about general hurt, it's right in front of you like this. Okay? Let's review. How do you say infection or insurance? Also insurance. Yep, infection. You don't have index? Infection. What about sick? Sick. Sick or ill. Yes, sick. What about doctor? Thrown in a curveball. How do you say doctor? Remember? Yeah, doctor or doctor. Doctor or doctor. What about disorder? Good. Good. Disorder. Disorder. What about allergy? Do you have any allergies? Good. Not Russia. Allergy. Allergy. Good, good. And what about I don't know. Oh, experience. Good. Experience. Experience on your cheek. Experience. Woohoo! Great job, guys. There's some other ones we could cover too if you guys are interested. But I'm just gonna open it to whatever you guys want to hear right now. I'm only gonna take like one. I don't really want to take like a topic to discuss. But I could just take questions. So if you had something on your mind, could be about what I was teaching, or it could just be something completely unrelated. But if you have anything, if you can make a line right here, that'd be awesome. Hi, Steffi. Do you have a question? Oh, X-ray. I don't know. You said the sign's this? X-ray? I don't know that sign. You just fingerspell? I've never seen a sign for that before. Yeah. What about you, Shade? Do you know? X-ray? Bone scan. Bone scan. That makes sense. Bone scan or bone copy. Yeah, DM also just says finger spell really quickly because it's a pretty short word. X-ray. Yep. Interesting. Looks like there's a lot of variations. So that's your answer. There's a lot of variations. Thank you. Thank you.
I guess if you just want to be sure, just fingerspell it.
Just fingerspell, yup. Hi, Master.
Hi. Um, I've seen an anime called The Silent Voice, which is about a deaf girl and whatnot. And the experience thing, he had it up here and said he learned whenever he was
So
talking about sign
so
language.
that
Is that
anime
JSL
is
or?
that's depicting Japanese sign language. That's not American sign language. So it's completely different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, they sign friend like this, but in American Sign Language, this means marriage. So very, very different. Good
Do you want
question,
our
though.
marriage?
Hey, Bert. Are you gonna write something? Oh no, yeah, okay. Sorry, what? I was like, what? Seizure, seizure. Oh, that's a great one. Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you. So the sign for seizure, you're gonna have open hand upwards. This is like the floor, the ground. And then you're gonna have a peace sign, and then in real life you're gonna, or if you have index, you're gonna kind of curl them a little bit, and this represents legs, and then you're gonna have them like this. So this is like somebody laying on their back, and then you're gonna shake. This is like somebody laying on their back shaking. I know that not all seizures are shaking like this, but this is just the sign. Even though some seizures are people just kind of like staring or other stuff like that. If you're talking about a seizure, you're going to be using this sign. That's a really great add-on. Thank you. Seizure. Yep. I'm not sure what this is when you're assigning that. Oh, there's another sign. Seizure? I've never seen that. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Must be newer. Thank you for showing me that. That's interesting. Hi, Undead. Oh, it's hot. Mhm. Yeah, so what Undead's asking is guess and miss. Some people sign them differently. So what you're saying, some people sign guess over the forehead, because it's like you're trying to grab the thought and it's in your head. It's not wrong to do that. It's and you could do miss kind of lower. It's not wrong. It's just it's slightly more clear, but it's also not wrong to say like I guess. Like it's just like a quick way to say it. It's not wrong. It's yeah, both work. It's not like only one way. Like it's fine. Like I said, there's tons of variations. So if you feel more comfortable doing guess up here and miss down here, you could totally do that, but it's not a requirement. Hi, Rice. Pharmacy? P-A-R. Paramedic. Ooh, hold on. I was thinking about this the other day. Well, I mean, so if you want to say like emergency responder, you say emergency responder. I don't know if Shade does it. Shade, do you sign paramedic differently? I would just say responder to emergency. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, okay. I would just say emergency responder. Mm-hmm. Nice. Heck yeah, thanks for sharing. Hi, Shay. Oh, do you want to show them? Go for it. Special guest.
Can you hear me? Is my mic working?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So wanted to show signs for diagnose, which is either you can do label or go from D to an X hand shape, which I can't do, but you just flick it forward, D, X. And it's the same thing for prescription is RX. And it just flicks forward.
Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you, Shade. Thank you, special guest. So yeah, diagnose. I've seen some other. If you're talking about like case, if you say there's for example, there's been 1,000 cases. 1,000 cases. You could say this. This is actually a sign for like arrive. But in this context, you say 1,000 cases. 1,000,000 cases, whatever. And then I've seen this sign. I've been trying to find a word for this in English, but it's like, how would I describe it? It's like individual case. I've seen that. Like you're like showing like this person, and it's like almost like you have a list. Like here's their symptoms. Like you're like this person has a case, and it includes da 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 da. I've seen that in some broadcasting, but I don't really know the English word, so I shouldn't have even brought it up. Hi, Sushi, you have a question? No, you're just raising your
More of a
hand.
response.
Okay, cool.
Like specialized, like it's a special case, maybe?
I wouldn't say it's more specialized. It's more just like if you're discussing like a specific individual. So, for example, like this person, they have experienced this case. I don't know if there's a specific word. Chart. Yeah, it could be used in the context of charts as well. Yeah. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap up pretty soon here. Does anyone have any other questions or comments or anything before we end this class? Okay, cool. Picture time. Woohoo! Little Poe joined right at the end.